is because there's somebody doing some work next door and the dogs are barking like crazy, which is sending my dogs off barking like crazy. So I thought, I don't want to be sat upstairs with dogs constantly barking. So if I'm sat down here, they should be all right, unless the postman comes or something like that, but they should be okay. So I thought I'd go on a live and we'd talk a little bit of kind of spiritual stuff and basically a little bit of kind of advice for anyone that might feel a little bit lost in direction, a little bit lost and not knowing kind of who they are, the direction that they're taking. And there's a lot of people in the spiritual community that like to give advice, and I think advice is good. It's good, but I think any level of advice that we take from somebody, whether it's in a spiritual setting or whatever it might be, I think it always has to be taken with an air of, what do you feel from that? What do you feel from that advice? Connecting to your intuition and listening to yourself on a deeper level. And some of this today, what we're going to talk about is covering things on and trying to understand yourself on a deeper level, rather than, because I think a lot of people are quite quick and quite easy. It's quite easy for people to just take advice from like an oracle card or a tarot reading or things, and I'm not knocking any of those abilities when they're done professionally and with a level of professionalism, and because it's a professional practice. But sometimes a lot of people can get pulled in and can get misdirected, and they take too much advice from tarot readings, or they'll take too much advice from an oracle card reading, or they'll take too much advice from a psychic or someone like that. And again, I'm not knocking any of those practices because they all have their place. But within a spiritual context, the best person to get the best advice from is you. But you have to know thyself. You have to know yourself deeper than anyone and anything else to be able to learn and understand from your own guidance, your own inner guidance, whether you want to call it your spirit guides, whether you want to call it your intuition, whether you want to call it your higher self, whatever you might want to call it. We've got to take that advice from us, from what we feel, rather than being kind of pulled in to somebody else's advice, which I'm sure it comes from a heart-centered place. I'm sure it comes from a place of hopefully of compassion, hopefully of some level of love and of centeredness and grounded advice. But it can quite often be overused, I think, by a lot of people, where they take this advice from someone who's maybe done a reading or something like that, and they've taken it to kind of like the next level. They've taken it too far, and they're following everything that somebody else is saying to give them that life guidance, to give them that direction. And it really isn't, I don't feel now that it's really our place to tell anybody which direction to take and where to go and how to do it and all of that. I think we really need to, when we're on a spiritual journey, as we deepen and we deepen our practice, we can get more connected to ourselves, and we're more connected to our own intuition, our own light. Then we get the best advice from ourselves, from our own inner guidance. And over the years, I've seen a lot of people that have taken advice and they've said that they went to see, actually just at the weekend just gone, Cheryl, welcome, welcome, welcome. Sorry, I can't quite read the writing today because my eyes are a little bit. Rudra, are you Christian? No. Bright version, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're new here, please do subscribe. These lives eventually will be going subscriber only when I go back onto laptop. So if you're interested in spiritual context and you're interested in Reiki, spirituality, mental health, meditation, hypnotherapy, all the stuff that I practice, if you're interested in any of that, please do subscribe, because that's a lot of the stuff here on the channel. And check out my playlists. If any of them tickles your fancy, do subscribe and give me a bing. That's just for you, Cheryl. And so, yeah. So where was I going? Yeah. So just at the weekend just gone, I was holding a Reiki share. And for those of you who aren't familiar with what a Reiki share is, basically it's bringing a Reiki community together and being able to share Reiki with each other and practice Reiki with each other. We also send healing out into the world to help the planet, to help Mother Nature, to help humanity, to help the collective. We did that as well at the very end. We also do various practices within Reiki so we can center ourselves and connect deeper to the energy. But I was talking to one of the practitioners who was from they travel quite far to come, and they said they went to see somebody for some Reiki near to where they live, down in Yorkshire somewhere, and the practitioner at the end had said that they had this attached to them and they had this block here, and then they gave them this sort of like psychic reading that their son was going to get ran over in a traffic accident and this, that and the other. I'm just like, what the fuck? That is not Reiki. That is not a Reiki practice. That is not empowering someone. That is not making someone feel good. That is putting someone in a state of fear. When you put someone in a state of fear, it has two knock-on effects. One, it makes the person go back to them, maybe, or go to somebody else. But sometimes if people are in a fearful state, they will go straight back to that person to try and get that rectified and sorted out. Or when they're in the fear state, then it lowers their vibration. And as you lower your vibration, obviously we know that when you lower your vibration, you're not in a higher vibration and you're more open to negativity, open to negative energy. So this is the point that I want to make across, is if anyone gives any advice like this, my journey as a practitioner, as a spiritual being, sorry about the dog in the background, as a spiritual being trying to share light into the world and trying to facilitate healing or connect people to their awareness, their intuition, whatever you want to call it. My journey now is to empower people, and it always has been to empower, to give people the strength that they may need, to give people a understanding that everything that you need is exactly there within you. You don't need me or somebody else to pull some cards and say that this is going to happen and and this is how you can improve your life. You can do this, you can do that. Yeah, I can give all that guidance as much as you want. I can do tarot readings till the cows come home and I can give that sort of information. But who am I to tell you how to live your life? Who am I to say this is what you need to do? You need to move in this direction. There we go. I told you about the dogs. Hang on a second. Shh. In here. Like I said before, it's because somebody next door is getting some work done and come on, in here. And yeah, dogs being dogs are just going, they're just guarding the manor. They're guarding the manor. Get away from my land, get off my land. Who are you, puny people? Get away, get over the moat. So, yeah, but at the end of the day, who am I to kind of like give that information? It's down to, as I have done over the years, it's down to you, it's down to the individual to build a practice, to connect to yourself, to understand you on a deeper level, to understand your energy, to understand what you need and the direction you need to take. And sometimes that might need a little bit of fine tuning. Sometimes that might need a little bit of clarification. But that just means you have to go deeper. Go deeper on your journey. Go deeper within yourself. Connect deeper to your own energy. Listen to what your inner voice is saying, rather than someone saying, or you've got this blockage in life, or you've got this attached to you, or you've got these beings connected to you that are bringing your vibration down, and yada, yada, yada. How is that going to help anybody? How is that going to help you moving forward? You know, if I give someone the information saying that, oh, you've got this negative energy attached to you and I can't do anything about it, you need to go and see this practitioner about that and to be able to clear this demonic entity or whatever it might be, how is that helping you and empowering you and giving you the guidance that you need? But what you can do is you do the inner work, you work on yourself, you shine your light, you build your vibration, and automatically that stuff shifts. It moves, because the darkness, that heaviness, that heavy energy can't reside within a high vibration, because you become more aware of it over time. You start to, the light shows the shadow, the light shows the darkness. And from there, the deeper healing takes place. And usually, I think a lot of the time, people seem to think of like kind of like demonic beings as being like these little black things that sit in corners and what have you, and are just lurking and waiting and what have you. But a lot of the time, it's your behavioral issues. A lot of the time, it's your addictions. A lot of the time, it's the places you go into that are in a negative vibration. They have a negative energy around them. They have a low energy around them. And being in that place, if you are of a lower frequency, you're going to attract, because energy like attracts like. So know thyself. Know thyself on a deeper level. And remember that whatever you're going through, whatever you're feeling, whether it's mentally, emotionally, spiritually, this too shall pass. It really will. It will. And you know, probably about a month ago, I was feeling real anxiety, really strange anxiety. I was having palpitations and couldn't settle on a night, and my feet, my legs were twitching. I had like restless legs. I just felt really, I didn't feel very at ease with myself, and I was thinking, what the hell is this? It was kind of like global energy. That's what I put it down to, because there was a lot of people that I spoke to that were feeling the same way. And it was just the global frequency. It was the global collective energy that people going through. There was a lot of shifts, a lot of inner stuff coming up. And that was the same for me, of what I was feeling. But it passed. So this too shall pass. Don't be fixated on that. Just know that it will pass and you will get over it. And that's probably one of the best spiritual lessons to take, is just learn that this too shall pass. So whatever you're feeling, whether it's a heaviness or deep thoughts, negative thoughts, this too shall pass, and learn to know thyself. Learn to know yourself on a much deeper level. And the messages will come from within. They really will. The messages will come from within. And the deeper you know yourself, the clearer, the more concise, the more genuine the information will be, because it comes from you, it comes from your soul. Daimaz, how was the painting? The painting is going very well, thank you. I've nearly finished another one. I've been doing a red rose, which is upstairs currently. I've been into anxiety state before. I got me into nihilistic ideas. Turns out to be I'm out of touch. Turns out to be I'm out of touch with family communication. I got sanity back after reconciling with family. Good, good. So we do kind of like, we do learn. You just learn from your situation. You learn from yourself. And you can get quite nihilistic. You, like when you're in that anxiety, when you're in that like depression, you just think, oh, I can't. Somebody said to us the other day, because I was talking to them about like just trying to switch the mindset from a negative way of looking at things and look more a positive way of looking at things, and just switching the mindset slightly to more of an abundant mindset, because that abundant mindset will manifest and it will create. And they'd said that they just can't maintain that. They've tried it, they just can't maintain it. And I said it takes work, it's going to take time. But at the end of the day, which one would you rather have? Would you rather be in the negative mindset, in the loop of being stuck in lack and worry and fear? Or would you rather work on something beautiful and nurture your soul, nurture your mind, nurture your body, nurture your emotions? Which one would you rather have? Personally, for me, I would rather do the work and nurture yourself and focus more on the positivity and look at the positive stuff that is in the world. Sometimes that can be really hard, I know, especially if you're stuck in looking at what's going on in on the news and in the mainstream and all this sort of stuff. But if you step away from all of that and just start to look at you, look at your life, look at what you actually have got. And some people just think, oh my God, I've got such an awful life. You know, and they'll look at all the negatives, but you're alive. So just switch it around, switch the thinking, switch the mindset. And again, yeah, it's not easy. It's going to take work. It's going to take time. But again, which one would you rather have? Would you rather be in the easy negative state, just following the mind, following the patterns and not wanting to get out of that? Or would you want to do take a little bit of time for yourself, do a bit of inner work and follow your transformation? Follow your transformation from where you are to where you want to be. Journal it, write it down, be aware of it, meditate every day, exercise every day, even if it's going for a walk. I'm not talking about having to go and pound weights or run on a treadmill or anything like that, or run 20 miles. Go for a walk, get into nature. It's simple things, it's not difficult. You know, and then over time, you get better at it. It's like anything. It takes time. It's not going to happen in a day. But yeah, and this too shall pass. Know thyself on a deeper level. Know thyself. Communication is key. Human is a social creature. No man is an island. Absolutely. Absolutely. Communication, talking. Talking with friends, talking with family, getting ideas. Listening, I mean, you can listen to people like me and what have you. Like, you know, I'm no like guru. You know, I'm just living life and trying to share some of the wisdom that I've kind of like accrued over the years. But I don't know everything, because at the end of the day, we know nothing. We are nothing. We are just a spirit in form. But through life circumstance, you pick up information. Through your own healing journey, you pick up information. And also, as you do the healing inner journey, you pick up more of the deeper spiritual information that comes from within. It comes from your higher self. It comes from the universe, from God, from source, wherever it might come from. So you're the best one to dictate that. And from that is where you kind of like what information other people give you, you filter that down with your own inner dialogue, with your own dimension of consciousness. And from there, you learn, you take in the wisdom, you take in the knowledge, and you grow. Biggles, I'm a horrible person. You need to talk to Starmer. I'd rather not. So, yeah. I just think it's a bit of an interesting concept because, especially in the spiritual community, because people get a little bit lost because it's so vast. There's so much out there. There's so many rabbit holes that we can fall into and fall down. And we always forget about this. We forget about us as a being, as a source, as the source of information. But the more work you do on yourself, it's so, what's the word I'm trying to think of? If you think of it think of yourself like a sieve, like a colander or a sieve, and you put stuff in it, and what needs to, the water as you're draining something needs to pass through, and that's like the information. Think of the stuff that's in the colander as your physical, and the information, the energy needs to pass through you, and then you hold on to what you need to through that sort of shedding process. And that is who you are as a spiritual source. You take in the information that you need, and you pass what doesn't need to remain. Yeah. But how's everybody doing? How's everybody doing today? How's Cheryl? How's Diamaz? How's Biggles? Big Jills? I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced. Big Jills or Big Ills? I don't know. Why are you a horrible person? And what's everybody been up to? What have they got for the day ahead? What you're going to be doing? I'm curious, have you smoked a cigarette before? I've smoked a lot of cigarettes before over the years. And I haven't smoked for 13, 14 years now, but I used to smoke, yeah. I'm good, a bit early. It will be a bit early for you. It's 10... It's about 5 o'clock where you are, 20 past 5, something like that. Oh, making banana bread. Funny you should say that, Cheryl, because I was looking for a recipe for banana bread at the weekend, and my mother wrote one down for me because I want to make some. Because you always end up with a couple of bananas that are just go a little bit past your liking. I don't like them when they're overly ripe and overly sweet. I like them when they're not green, but kind of like, just to say, like nearly all yellow. Yeah, I don't like them green. It's your speciality. Oh, you'll have to send some over. Are you a social smoker or smoke to cope? Well, I don't smoke anymore, but I started off as a social smoker, and then I became addicted and just smoked whenever. So I smoked socially and at home, and I smoked to cope. I smoked a lot when I was stressed. It just became an everyday part of life when I smoked. It was, started off socially and then started to encroach into my life. Where you at? KS. I'm in Northeast England in the UK. Diamaz 517 in Hanoi. Oh, over in Vietnam, Hanoi. Ohio. I never smoked before, but I'm curious. How does it taste? Bloody awful. Awful, but that's with cigarettes. Tasted bloody awful, but you kind of like, after a while, your taste buds die off anyway. And that's why the vapes were created, to get people addicted to vaping, which is actually probably worse for you. The doctors will tell you it's better for you, but I don't think it is. What food has a similar taste to cigarettes? Burnt wood. Nothing tastes like cigarettes that you can eat, I suppose. It just tastes like burntness, really. I write music on trauma. Yeah, what genre of music? That would be interesting. Life music. Back in the day, that would have been called the blues. Life music. Back in the 1920s. I love blues music. I love blues music and rock blues music. All about life, hardships of life. I mean, all modern music has come from blues anyway, so whether it's lyrically or musically, I love blues music, I really do. Cheryl loves blues. See, Cheryl, two peas in a pod, me and you, aren't we? Eh? Two peas in a pod. I need to make you a moderator as well. Move out the way, dog. Add as moderator. Me too, I could play harmonica to blues. Very aggressive stuff, not a liking. I play guitar. I play guitar, and I've tried to play harmonica a little bit. I'm not very good at it, but I've tried. Irish blues, nice. Yeah, there's a lot of different types of blues. You know, obviously it comes from the gospel, where it was sang in the churches in the south of America. And as it moved up the country, it became became heavier, more instilled in the rhythm, you know, the rhythm of the train tracks. Yeah, but originally it all came from Africa, and the Celtic traditions as well, Ireland. Yeah. Yeah, because gospel music comes from the Irish, and the country crossover. I'll do like country music as well. I like some country music. I kind of like more modern country music. I'm not really a fan of the oldie country music, but some of it's all right. Some of it's all right. Yeah, I like John Prine. I like people like John Prine, Johnny Cash. Who else do I like in country? There's a few others. I can't think of the names, really. Can't think of the names. Yeah, a lot of the gypsy music, a lot of the gypsy guitar music and gypsy music and string music came from like Hungary and over that way. And then that sort of like migrated west as well. Do you recognise Elton John? I don't mind some of his music. I quite like some of his songs. I think I prefer his mid to late. You know, I liked his song "Sacrifice." That was a good song. Yeah, but I'm not a huge fan of his music, but I do like some of it. And I like people. I like Eric Clapton, Chris Rea, Kenny Wayne Shepherd, Joe Bonamassa. Who else do I listen to? I like Stereophonics. I like them. Who else do I listen to? Anything with a bit of feeling, really. Anything with feeling, I like the music of, where you can actually feel the music, and you can feel the lyric, you can feel the strength of the music. I love BB King. Robert Johnson. I love the old Robert Johnson stuff. Charlie Patton. Real kind of like gruff, earthy vocals. Yeah, Joe Cocker. I like Joe Cocker. When it comes from the soul, it's always beautiful. Absolutely. I love Motown and soul as well. Motown's got such a wonderful, like, good feel to it. You know, really uplifting feel to it. Motown music. What region of the UK are you living in? I'm in the northeast, so County Durham, in the northeast of England. You got a band? Good. Keep going. I've been in quite a few bands over the years. And me and my last bandmate, we've just released a couple of songs on Spotify. We've re-released a couple of old songs. One called Two Blue and one called Smoking Barrel Blues. So they're on Spotify and iTunes and stuff like that. If you put in YouTube, Two Blue Band, 2 as in TWO, they're like the number 2 but spelled, Two Blue Band. That was the band I was in. You'll see me with a beard and long hair and looking a bit fatter. That was me. Stephanie, hi, welcome. I'm just trying to catch up here. Drink to that. Got me a band. What's your take on Queen? I love Queen. I love Queen as well. Queen is overrated, but I think rightly so. Because they were really iconic for their time, for their era. Very, very popular, and you know, I think their music lives the testament of time, and I think it will live on forever. And Freddie Mercury as a frontman, as a singer, as a musician, as a human being, absolutely beautiful soul. I actually channeled Freddie Mercury on one of my videos, so that'll be on here somewhere. As well as John Lennon. I've spoken to John Lennon in spirit as well, channeled him. Really interesting, deep people. Queen is fantastic. Freddie is a beautiful soul. He is, absolutely. We Are the Champions. That song's played all over the world. And rightly so. That the music is so uplifting, and when you actually listen to the music, there is such deep messages in the songs, in the song words. You can listen to some music now and there's no messages in the music. There's no message in song words, it's just repeated. But you listen to some music and the song words and they have such deep meaning. And that's what connects people to the music, it really does. And that's what we need. We need music that has soul, that has message, that connects to us. We really do. Yeah, exactly. It's replaced within days. Totally crap. Yeah, Freddie wrote from the heart. He really did. So anyway, guys, I need to head off because I need to go and feed these dogs and I've got a few bits to do. But I just wanted to pop on and just give you a quick message in this video today. So thank you for being here. And I'll see you in another live very soon. I'll see you in another video very soon. And I'm having to hold the phone, so my arm's hurting. And also, it's making my eyes go a bit funny looking at the screen. So I'm going to head off. But it's been lovely to chat, been lovely to connect. I hope you're subscribed. And have a wonderful, wonderful day, everybody. So do take care. Much love. And toodaloo for now. Bye-bye.